Alright guys, here's my newest collection. I'm trying to build my tarantula collection back up. I don't know if I'll ever have as many as I did back in the day, but I got 11 of these at a exotic animal show in Sevierville, Tennessee. And I purchased all of these from Kelly Swift, and you can find him online at swiftinverts.com. He was a very nice man, and I've been Facebook friends with him for a while now, but I got to meet him in person for the first time, and so I was glad to do that because I'd been a loyal customer for a while, so I'm really glad I got to meet him. So let's see what I got. Alright guys, I used to have one of these a few years ago. You can barely see this one at the bottom. I think it's a female. But here's the name, although I think the newer name is Bumba Cabocla, or is it Bumba Horrida? I think it's Bumba Horrida, but the old name was Maraca. But it used to be Bumba Cabocla, but now it's Bumba Horrida. But yeah, they have a really beautiful red carapace, and they turn like a jet black color. Right now, it might not be too far away from a molt. I don't think it's in full-blown pre-molt yet, but it's kind of a drab-looking brownish black right now. But I'm going to put a waxworm in here, and if it wants to eat it, it can. So this will be my first time feeding these new ones here. So I just put the waxworm right there, and it can get it at its leisure, but hopefully we'll be able to catch this one out in the open someday. Alright, let's see what else I got. Alright guys, unfortunately you're not going to see this one very well right now. This one, ever since I've had it, likes to stay burrowed quite a bit, but this is the one, this is the name of it. I think, if I remember correctly, this one's going to end up looking like the Thrixopelma peruvians, which I used to have. He was a mature male and he died. But, so they look similar. Usually this one you could see on the side of the cup, but with all the moisture in there, condensation, you're not going to be able to see it. But it's only a little bitty thing. It's about a half inch to an inch. So I'll leave that cricket in there and check on it later. But there's the name of it. Hopefully we can see it another day. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, guys. Here is the next one I got. Another baby. And you might be able to barely see it right there. So little bitty thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put another pinhead in there. Let me use my other hand. I don't have my tripod, so I'm going to just use my hand to get the little babies out here. Let's see, get these little pinhead crickets. Let's see. I don't know if we're going to see an attack or not. Some of these babies are quite shy. You can just barely see it right there. You know, that's the only disadvantage of having babies, is that they all look kind of boring. Most of them do, at this age. But it's fun to watch them change with each molt. So this is a New World arboreal. Okay. Well, no attack, but at least you got to see this one a little bit. Alright, let's move on to another one. Alright, here's an old world burrower, terrestrial / burrower. They like the substrate moist and deep. This one is about close to 2 inches. As you can see, it's already webbed up quite a bit. And of course, you know, being a burrower, you know, these aren't going to be seen easily. But you can see like the little tunnel it's made, like there and there at the bottom. Let's see, I was hoping we can see something, but these are quite secretive, although when you put food in there, they're ready to chow down. So let me see if I can get a wax worm and say if we can coax it out. I don't know. Depends on how hungry. Excuse my dog. We're outdoors and my dog is very vocal today. So, all right, let me put one of these in here, wax worms, and see if the wiggling will get its attention. I apologize for the barking. They are, if you like webbers, then they definitely are known for their webbing. That is for sure. I saw it one time, and as soon as I moved the container, it went deep in its burrow, so. Well, you're just going to have to take my word for it, guys, on what species I have, because we're just not going to see all of them. Hopefully we'll catch them other times. All right, let's see what's next. All right, guys, another Chilobrachys. These are absolutely gorgeous. They have this, of course not at this size, but you might could see it there in the middle of the web right under that hole. They're very drab looking, of course, at this age, but they're going to have gorgeous, like almost like a chrome purple or metallic purple on their chelicerae, and also I think some of their legs, if I remember correctly, the front legs, but they end up being just absolutely gorgeous. One of the more popular Chilobrachys species. So I'm going to put this cricket in there, and who knows if it'll eat on camera, but I'm not so sure any of these are going to eat on camera, to be honest. But you never know. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, they're very shy. So unfortunately, you're going to have to wait till they get a little older, I think, before you can really see something cool. But I guess this is going to end up being more of an update as to what I have in my collection now. But, so there's that one. So, at least you got to see a smidgen of it. Just not the feeding, unfortunately. Oh. Actually, I think it did get it. Oh, it did it? Did it get it? It sure did. It got it. Look at that. Oh yeah, those Chilobrachys love to eat. That's really the only way you can get them out of their burrow, I think, is whenever there's food present. Then they go to town. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Already webbing up. Look at those spinnerets. Yeah, Chilobrachys have really long looking spinnerets for tarantulas. So you can easily see those spinnerets already webbing over the prey. That's great. Okay, that didn't turn out so bad. All right, let's move on to another one. Okay, if you can look closely, about right there, there's the leg and the abdomen of this next species. I'm sure you all have heard of one of these. Oh yeah. Nasty customers in the tarantula world. They, from what I've heard, have extra potent venom for a tarantula, so you definitely don't want to be bitten from one of these. Not that it would kill you unless you have an allergic reaction, but it would definitely put you in a world of hurt for a few days. So yeah, probably pretty close to the pokey, maybe. Or maybe even worse, I don't know. But there's that one. I'm going to try to put a cricket in it if I can get this cricket here. These pin heads are so hard to get out of this bag. I mean, crickets are just hard to get out anyway. I mean, they're so small and they escape easily, like this one here is about to do. Okay, get in there. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. All right. I'm going to put this in here and see. See what I'm telling y'all? I hate them. I hate crickets. But they are what's best sometimes. Okay, I don't know if we're going to see an attack at all, but uh-oh, going into the danger zone. You better get it. You're gonna wait till I turn off the camera to get it. Yeah, well, I don't want to press my luck. So let me go ahead and put the lid on. And I mean, I think the cricket might try to escape. But I don't know. I may have to just check on it later. It may not be ready to eat. But hey, at least you can see a butt and a leg. It's possible that cricket could be too big for it, but they got some spunk to them. They may not care. Oh, did you see the leg move? Let's see if we can get some kind of attack from this. Yeah, they're old world arboreals, and they are, of course, very fast. Fast and furious. So yeah, this one's going to be loads of fun as it gets bigger. Oh, did you just see that? Tarantula just turned around. That is defensive. That cricket better not move. Because if that tarantula is hungry, it's going to grab it as soon as it moves. Yeah, little bitty thing. You can just see the leg right there. Oh, oh yes. Wow. And that's a pretty good sized cricket for that tea. It didn't stop her. Good. I'm glad we got an attack that we actually saw here. Great. Alright guys, let's move on to the next one. Alright, here's the next one. I see some legs of movement, and there's some spinnerets. You see those long spinnerets? It is another, look at that. Oh yeah. Another old world. Let's see, I can't see the cricket. You already get it maybe? Let's see. Oh, it did. It did get it. Look at that. Can't see the T very well, but you can maybe make out a little bit. But yeah, look these up on Google and you'll see some pictures of them and what they'll look like as they get older. There you go. I'm really starting to like these old world burrowers. And they web so neat and they're feisty. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, here's my next one. I can't even see it in there, guys. So we're just going to have to use the food to maybe entice it to come out. But this is what it is. You treat it just like you would a cobalt blue, deep, moist substrate. Similar to a Chilobrachys as well. And fortunately, this one's not showing. It's deep in its burrow. Yeah. I saw it real well the other day, but of course now that I'm trying to show it off, it's in hiding. It's another about an inch to an inch and a half. Alright guys, you're just gonna have to see it another time, but that's what I got. Alright, 3 more. Alright, here's the next one I got. A tarantula native to my country. They're not the most exciting looking tarantulas in the world, but they're usually docile. If you like a tarantula that's easy to care for and can be handleable, then these are good ones. If you don't care much about the fact that they're kind of drab looking, but you might can bear. Oh, there it is. Can you see it? You know, guys, and this has to be the day where the neighbors are making a lot of noise out there with all the construction. Lawn mowing and all that. My dog's barking his head off. You just know the day I finally picked to do this is when it's noisy. So I really am sorry about that. But that's all you're going to see of this one. And I might as well just go ahead and show you the other one I have that's like this. It's also from my country. The Texas Tan. So another Phonopelma, another kind of drab looking spider, but still neat to have in your collection, especially if you're looking for beginner species. These are good to pick. You can find these out in the wild. Of course, they like to have their burrows as well. I mean, they don't go as deep as like the Chilobrachys and Cereopagopus, but they dig kind of shallow, but they like the drier climate. Let's see. I can't see this one. Well, you can just pretty much say this one looks just like the other one right now. They're going to have subtle differences as they get older, different color urticating hair on their abdomen, but they mostly look quite similar. So, alright, I have one left. These are one of the few slings that actually looks pretty when they're really young. This is the Carabina versicolor, the Antilles pink toe. Where did that worm go? I was hoping to tongue feed this one because these are actually pretty easy to tongue feed. So they're like a really vibrant turquoise color when they're slings, and then when they get bigger they're green and red and purple. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. One of the most gorgeous spiders out there. A favorite. I mean, they're really pretty docile for the most part, but they do have a pretty voracious appetite. The only problem I have with these is that they tend to web at the very top of their enclosures, so it's really hard to remove the lid a lot of times. So you have to be mindful of that. I was hoping to get that worm out, but I'm kind of making things worse by doing that. Let me see if I can tongue feed this one, because let me tell you, they are absolutely adorable. You know how a lot of people think jumping spiders are cute? Well, Avix, this used to be called an Avicularia versicolor, but now it's a Carabina versicolor. but they kind of leap about like jumping spiders do. So let me see if I can grab this cricket. I'm sorry guys, I picked the absolute worst day to do this. People are making tons of noise. Okay, well, I was hoping to get a tongue feed, but you might be able to see that another day because they have voracious appetites and they're not afraid to tongue feed. Alright guys, well that's it. That's all of my new ones. So now I have a total of 32 tarantulas. I think my highest number was probably in the 80s, like years ago, but now it's only 32. So hopefully as we watch these guys, these spiders grow, we'll start to see some really good action from these and some really neat webbing and all that sort of jazz. Alright guys, thank you. See you next time.